Welcome to the Laboratory, a video series brought to you by Miracles Innovation Labs.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another video of laboratory video series on maximizing workflow efficiency with Azure OpenAI and function calling invocation. In today's session, we will explore the powerful capabilities of Azure OpenAI service and how it can revolutionize your workflow through the integration of cutting-edge language models and custom function calling. Before we begin, a brief introduction of myself. I am Veerababu Pilli, working as a research associate in the Miracle Software Systems. So here is my today's agenda. Today, we will explore generative AI and how Azure OpenAI Service, a user-friendly tool from Microsoft, and how it supports various tasks like text generation and image creation. Then we will focus on its unique feature, that is a function calling, which lets you integrate custom functions with AI models for more interactive applications. And also, we will see a live demo showcasing how it works and discover how Azure OpenAI can revolutionize our workflow. And during the live demo, we will illustrate how function calling in Azure OpenAI seamless combines user prompts, custom functions, and AI responses. So before we dive into the specifics of Azure OpenAI service, let's briefly discuss about the generative AI. Generally, generative AI refers to artificial intelligence models that can generate new and original content such as text, images, or even code based on training data they have received. This technology has the potential to transform various industries by automating tasks and enhance creative processes. Suppose, imagine you have a robot artist who has learned how to paint by looking at thousands of paintings. This robot doesn't just copy what it's seen before. Instead, it understands the patterns and styles of different artists and can create original artworks inspired by them. So, I think you got some idea about how generative AI works. So, that's how generative AI works. It learns from data and then generates new content based on that learning. And coming to in the realm of text generation, generative AI can write stories, poems, or even code by learning from vast amount of written text. It can understand language structure and generate coherent sentences and paragraphs. So one of the existing things about generative AI is its potential for creativity and innovation. It can help artists and creators come up with new ideas, explore different styles, and even assistant tasks like designing products or generating personal contents. I hope you got some idea about generative AI. Now, let's move on to discuss how companies like Microsoft Azure are leveraging generative AI through partnership with OpenAI company. So, Microsoft Azure provides a powerful platform for deploying and scaling AI models, and their collaboration with OpenAI has led to the development of cutting-edge solutions. So, that harnesses the capabilities of generative AI. Azure OpenAI Service integrates seamlessly with Microsoft Azure platform, empowering companies to leverage generative AI, mainly for advanced applications such as natural language processing, content generation, and more. And coming to discuss about the what Azure OpenAI offers. So basically, the benefits of Azure OpenAI Service include access to advanced AI models from leading companies like OpenAI. It is a simply fully managed service, so that the streamlines development and eliminates complex deployment. So this make it easier for developers and also for business persons to leverage the power of generative AI without the overhead of managing infrastructure. Now let's know about what are the workloads supported by this Azure OpenAI service. So Azure OpenAI service supports a wide range of workloads. Mainly it includes text generation, translation, image creation, and some more advantages are used by this Azure OpenAI service. So this versatility makes it a valuable tool for various industries and applications. Now let's discuss. So what is function calling feature in Azure OpenAI? So to understand simply, I will tell you a scenario where we are having this function calling in our real-time action. So let's imagine a scenario where you are having a conversation with an AI assistant and you ask it a question that requires some external data or functionality that the AI doesn't have direct access to. This is where the function calling feature in Azure OpenAI service comes into play. So let me tell you the brief meaning of what is function calling feature. So function calling is a feature that allows the AI model to suggest function calls, like to extend its capabilities beyond its built-in knowledge. So The key point is that the model doesn't directly execute the function. So what we are having in our local. Instead, it generates a function call structure based on user queries only. And your application handles need to handle the actual execution. So now let's discuss. So how function calling actually works. Primarily, you have to define the function, what your application can understand, including the function name, parameter, and expected output format, usually in a JSON format. During user interaction with the model, you send the user query and you define functions to the completion API. So then the AI model analyzes the prompt and might suggest a function call within its response. So including the function name and arguments in a JSON format, like depending on the user intention in his query. So then your application needs to execute this the function details, like model suggests to us from our model response. Then your application calls the specified function with the retrieve argument and retrieves the output. So you might need to send the function output back to the chart completion API. So because for the model to generate a final response incorporating the return information. So this makes the clarification will make the clarity to the user intention and the AI response and also the API response. So now I will tell you some practical example where we actually the function calling user. Suppose imagine you are building a weather assistant powered by Azure OpenAI. So when the user asks like this, what will the weather be like this weekend? Usually the model doesn't know about the current or real-time data. So there the model analyzes the question and suggests a function call to your weather API, like get weekend forecast. So your application then calls the suggested function with the user location, retrieves the weather data and feedback it to the model. So which then the model generates a response incorporating the data, such as like this. So it looks like sunshine for your location this weekend. So this is where the function calling actually used for us. Now coming to the usage of function calling, the function calling feature in Azure Open Service provides a powerful way to integrate external data and systems with the language model, enhancing capabilities and improving the user experience. And also it allows the applications to retrieve data from APIs or databases or any internal system. So it reduces the development complexity by offloading tasks to the model. And also by fine-tuning models with function call examples, the accuracy of the model responses can be improved drastically. And its outputs can be personalized based on the user preferences or context. So and also coming to the function calling enables better integration with existing systems through function interaction. And also it improves the user experience by providing a clear path for taking action. So these are all the common usages of the function calling feature. So ultimately, it leverages the language model as a co-pilot, assisting with specific tasks and enriching the overall experience. So coming to the architecture, how this function calling architecture diagram. So this is the detailed architecture of using function calling. The interaction initiates from here. User can post their questions or instructions through the chat interface like WhatsApp or web application from here. And the query a user intent is captured here and sent forward for processing like this. So along with the user prompt, details regarding the functions or APIs that are present also with the prompt are also sent with the prompt. So basically it includes the function names and the function descriptions and the parameters needed by the function or API when the time of calling that function. And then is request is sent to this Azure OpenAI LLM model. So basically the LLM model is trained on the massive amount of data. Then this Azure OpenAI LLM model determines whether the prompt requires a function call. So if it does, then the LLM identifies the specific function to call and the parameters to include, like what are the parameters needed to call that function. So after calling the function or API, we will get some response from the function as like the general responses from the function. This is the data retrieved from upon the calling function or API. So again, the LLM processes the user prompt. So again, the LLM processes the user prompt, like incorporating the API response. If a function call was made, then generates the response that addresses the user query. So again, the functional response and the user query again sent to that model. because to process the final output. So this is the final output delivered to user through the start interface, combining the LLM response and potentially the API data. Overall, this architecture showcases how Azure OpenAI LLM can be integrated with external functions and APIs to enhance its capabilities by understanding user intent and interacting external resources. So the LLM can provide more comprehensive and informative responses to user queries. Now let's move on to a live demonstration of how you can start your application using Azure OpenAI function calling feature. Now let's start the live demonstration of our ticket management automation system chatbot. This is developed by using the Microsoft Bot framework, and it seamlessly integrates with Azure OpenAI's large language models and utilizes the power of the function calling feature to invoke relevant APIs or functions based on user queries. Before we proceed, we need to log in with our credentials. For this demo, I have already logged in. Let's kick things off with a simple greeting. Generally, it will take a couple of seconds to respond back because of multiple API calls. Great. The bot responds with a greeting. And it's fascinating to note that this response comes directly from the Azure OpenAI LLM model. And let's explore this further with another question. What can you do? Now, we may get the purpose of the bot as a response. See, the bot clarifies its purpose, emphasizing that it is designed for creating tickets for employees in an IT firm. It's this specific functionality that sets our bot apart. Now, let's simulate a scenario where a user provides inputs to create a ticket. The function calling feature, powered by Azure OpenAI, intelligently decides to call which API or function. Here, it calls a create ticket API. The user request is then sent to that API, and the response from that API is then refined by the model to provide a clear acknowledgement to the user. This step ensures clarity and addresses any potential issues in obtaining the required output. Let's assume that I need a VS Code installation in my system. So for that, I am raising a ticket. Now, the ticket may created for our VS Code installation. Excellent. The ticket was created successfully with a category of IT and subcategory as software request with a clear title and description. So these are all the mandatory fields to create a ticket. But it feels surprising how it is done. So let's simplify things one by one. And now I am going to create another ticket by mentioning that I have an issue with my system microphone. In this case, I will not mention my issue directly. So I will ask like this. I want to raise the ticket. Now it may ask us for the required fields to raise a ticket. Yeah, it is requesting for category, subcategory, title, and a description for our issue. Here, we can give all the fields in a single input, but I will give only the category as IT. Let's see what will happen. Yeah, so now it is asking for a subcategory. This is the intelligence coming from the function calling feature that Azure OpenAI provides. The subcategory for issue is desktop or laptop. I will go with the option 3. Yeah, now it is waiting for the title and clear description to enter. I will provide them. So we entered all the required fields to create a ticket for our microphone issue. Yeah, so the ticket was created successfully. Now you may witness that it will create a ticket automatically when our query is clear, or else it will ask us for the follow-up questions until it will get the required fields to create a ticket. This bot is meant not only for ticket creation, but we can leverage other features like booking a ticket in movie theater or reserving a table in restaurant. Depending on the user intention, the respective API is called by the model. If any of the required fields are missed to call an API, the bot initiates follow-up questions to gather the necessary information before calling the respective API. We have already seen this previously. In this live demonstration, we have witnessed how Azure OpenAI function calling feature seamlessly integrates into our chatbots, enhancing its capabilities for dynamic interactions. Remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what Azure OpenAI can offer in conversational AI and function invocation. Finally, thank you for watching this demo. I hope you gained knowledge on the function calling feature. Finally, Azure OpenAI service coupled with the powerful function calling feature offers a game-changing opportunity to maximizing your application workflow. And also it improves the efficiency and unlock the new possibilities for AI integration. So I hope this presentation has inspired you to explore the potential of Azure OpenAI service in your own application. And thank you for joining with me today.
Thank you for watching The Laboratory, a video series brought to you by Miracles Innovation Labs. For more on innovation, please visit miraclesoft.com/thelabs.